What's up, everybody? This is your boy Retro Rogue, and I am here with my homie
Laughing Man.
And we just watched Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, man. Great film. I love there's so much I loved about this film, but we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down. This is your only warning. Spoilers ahead. Okay, guys? Spoilers ahead. It's going to happen. All right? This is what this video is. If you want to see a non-spoiler review, you can check that out on the channel. I'll have that posted down below in the description. But if you're here for some good spoilery fun, man, we got it for you. So we're going to check this out right now. This is Retro Roll, and this is Laughing Man. Our spoiler review, a DM's review on Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. All right, Honor Among Thieves, man.
Good film, good film. I liked it a lot.
It was 30 years, man, for me. Just, I've seen so much bad as far as the media and cinema is concerned with this IP, but I've enjoyed it for over 30 years at the table, and I know how awesome this game is and how great it can be if it's done properly, and they did it properly.
Sometimes it just takes a long time to finally actually get something right, and this is just one of those things where, like you said, it took 30 years in the making just to get it right. But hey, at the very least, it is right finally.
I think a lot of it too is because look who spearheaded the entire project. These were players. These were directors and producers and all that jazz. I understand that. But these were also people who were heavily influenced by the game itself. They were DMs. They were players. They understood the world. They understood the concept of the gameplay. They understood how the mechanics of the world worked, and they figured out a way to bring that to life in a way that felt real, that looked awesome. The usage, I've raved about this a lot, but the usage of practical effects in this film is so mind-blowingly good. It is so damn good. And the way they mixed that with the CG and the special effects.
It was the perfect combination of just enough practical effects and not too much CG, but just the right amount to complement it. It was, like you said before, like it reminds you of the old Star Wars films where they, and plus seeing the practical effects they use now, the makeup and everything, in this day and age, it looks phenomenal. I loved it.
Oh yeah, man. The fact that all the races were practical. All the races were practical. So the Dragonborns practical, the Baxters were practical. I love the way they depicted halflings and gnomes. They just took a regular person and, well, I mean, they basically Lord of the Ring people. They just, so that was cool to me.
Was the Eric Cochran in the end, was that CG?
Nah, man, that Eric Cochran was, that was straight.
It looked great, honestly.
It looks real good. Even the flying, the scene when they go out the window.
Yeah.
And I was looking hard. I was like, this is gonna be CG. No, that was all ropes and.
Hey, it works.
Practical effects. It looks really good.
This is what that in between time frame from like mid 2000s all the way to like close to the 2020 era, where just everything was heavily CG. You can just tell, and you're like, man, I feel like we took a step back in movies.
Yeah, they kind of I understood where they was trying to go with that. They was trying to immerse you better into the movie, but all they really did was kind of take you out of it a little bit more. The way it was just a perfect balance, I feel like, of CG and practical effects. I enjoyed the story. The story was good. It was a solid story. It was a solid adventure. Like,
could have easily been its own campaign or just a current one shot that's turning into a larger campaign, because the way they ended it, it's got to be a sequel.
Honestly, the way it ended, the way the whole thing went, I feel like this was like a side quest that's gonna lead them to on my screen, but a side quest that is going to end up leading them into their main adventure. I think this was, like they said at the end, I think this is the beginning.
Yeah.
I think this is the start of something. I don't think the Red Wizards are done. I don't think the people of Thane are done. I think this was our origin story.
It had its own personal BBEG, but we obviously saw the bigger BBEG in the middle of the film with Selena speaking to her master.
We was talking about that right before we started recording. Actually, we was talking about the main BBEG. For those not in the know, BBEG means big bad evil guy. That was Daisy Head playing was it Sophina? She did an excellent job. I applaud her. Great job. I really do. I think she did a great job. She was clearly the little BBEG. She obviously was answering to somebody of a higher order. So, I don't think, and plus when you're messing with things and you're messing with the Red Wizards, death really is more of an inconvenience than something permanent anyway.
True.
So that's what Zeke was letting them know. It's a lot harder to kill something that's already dead. So.
Speaking of which, why don't we rush upon the characters?
Oh God, man, Reggie Jean Page, Zeke.
Man,
there is. A lot of people are like, he is a little too perfect. Yeah, he is. And there's a reason for that. In Dungeons and Dragons, we call this a mid-max character. This is someone who has just found all the best things that they can find legally within the game mechanics and put it into one fucking character. And this is a player who normally is more concerned with winning the game than actually playing the game.
And also his comedic timing was perfect because he did a great job just being one of the only serious characters.
He was the straight man, and those are always, to me, the funniest people.
Yeah, and he was just taking himself seriously the entire film, never once making a joke, taking everything literally, and that's what made his comedy.
So great. It was so great. And even when they tried to explain to him, sarcasm and all these things, and he was just like,
what else has he got up his sleeve? My
arm.
Just like, oh God, here we go.
No, when my boy said, I know I was being sarcastic, and he was like, I find sarcasm cuts those who speak it the most. So I'm like, bro, chillax.
Walking in a straight line, even with the boulder in front of him, just walks right on top of it.
What did he tell my girl Olga? He said, I don't walk in euphemisms. I don't travel in euphemisms. I'm like, damn. I'm like, he's telling you straight up, don't use metaphor with me. I'm not gonna get that shit. I don't get metaphor or sarcasm. I'm a straight shooter.
And then meanwhile, you got Chris Pine, who played Edgin, who literally was. He was definitely the talker.
He was the beginning all-day face,
stalling as much as possible.
Like the absolute bard, which Zeke Paladin, and he played that motherfucking Paladin like a Paladin. Yeah, man, Edgin, man, bard to the core. Probably, and we talked about this right after the film, probably one of the only things that did kind of get to me was the fact that he didn't have any magic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but he's the bard.
He was like a passive, like, bardic
inspiration. He was really good at that.
Yeah, but it didn't come off as anything magical. It was just more like a passive thing that he was doing.
He was a hype man. He was really a hype man. That's how he was a hype man, and he was a planner. With that in mind too, I felt like they missed, what they should have done is they should have took Chris Pine's character and made him a rogue. Mastermind rogue. They're good talkers, they're strategists, they're planners, that's what they do. And they should have made Hugh Grant's character Forge the Bard. Because they could have given him some silly little magical things that his character could have done. And because what was the one thing that they talked about Hugh Grant's character? He was very charismatic.
Yeah, he was a con man.
He was a con man, but he was very charismatic.
Yeah, that's more of the Bard's alley.
Yeah.
He seems more of like a political figure, basically. How to talk his way out of situations.
Exactly. So I was like, I kind of think they missed the mark on that, but it still didn't take me out of it. Because again, Hugh Grant's character, he was the rogue, mastermind. Again, solved their problem.
But honestly, Chris Pine, in my opinion, portrayed a great Bard. Honestly,
he did. He was like, dude. Like I don't argue that point. I think he did a great job as the Bard.
Not as the stereotypical having to sleep around.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was not the horny, gonna fuck a dragon Bard. Even though there were like 3 dragons in the movie. Well, there's 3 dragons depicted in the movie, but only one of them they actually dealt with. One was a construct, wasn't really a dragon. It was created through what I believe was animate objects. But I don't think animate object is concentration, because you had to concentrate on it.
Yeah, I think this may have been a little bit of movie magic added in with D&D. Because I think what they did in the movie was, instead of focusing purely on like the rules, they took the rules and kind of like what we do in homebrew sessions, just let's just kind of like, tweak them.
We're going to show you this spell, and we're going to use the fact that she has to concentrate on it just to show you. Like, I get that. I feel bad for not putting her originally on my list of names, because Daisy Head, Sophina had the best show of fucking magic power.
Yeah, hands down.
Like, she used the most versatile amount of different spells. And the way they depicted those fucking spells being used was beautiful.
I mean, that last like little fight scene where everything was just happening all at
once.
Oh
my god! I was like, this is it.
It perfectly explains how combat works.
This is what we see in our head. And I know people on the outside looking in see 4 hours of people rolling dice and talking. But the people at the table, that's what we see in our head.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking 4 hours to get through, but in the actual world itself, it's
6 seconds, baby. Dude, that shit was sky, shield. I was like,
There's a lot of spells. There's a lot of spells that we can call out. Using it, I'm like, okay, I think at one point Simon used the Chaos Bolt.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a guiding bolt because he's not a cleric, but I saw her use Firebolt.
Firebolt.
The Firebolts. That's right. Because we have area of effect range. That's right.
He finally got his shield to work. I was like, shield! It finally worked for him. Her shield, she used as a reaction, was dope. Oh my god. Grasping Earth versus Bigsby's hand.
Yep. That was a good one.
That was awesome.
That was a great showcase of 2 spells fighting
each other. It was
great
just,
showcase.
I was waiting to see them just start fucking arm wrestling. Like, it was so good. Like, it was just, that made me happy.
But yeah, speaking of the spellcasters, let's go to freaking Simon. Yeah, Justice
Simon,
Smith.
man. Justice Smith. I love this dude.
His personality was portrayed perfectly.
I love this actor, man, from his roles in Pokemon to Jurassic World. Like, this kid, he's a hell of a, he makes you believe whatever role he's in. And Simon was like, he's that character. He's like that player character in the game that has mad potential, but no faith in himself. Like, there's just he himself is lacking that confidence.
I will give him credit when we were first introduced to him after all the shit went down, and he was just robbing those people blind in his little showcase with his little prestidigitation.
Yeah, he was doing really good.
And I'm like, he was doing really great until he got distracted by Chris Pine and the crew when he was like, "What are you guys doing here?" I'm like, "Bruh, you were doing great. You were robbing them like blind."
Kid was dope. Like, I really was super impressed with him. Let's talk about the druid, Sophia Lillis, Doric. Man, Doric. That name. It's Doric, but with an ick. Doric.
Or if you're not a fan of Doors, Door. That was a shitty one. That was a shitty one.
Box Market, I would have loved it. She was kind of an underground secret favorite of mine.
Like a dark horse.
Yeah, man. Like, she just, the whole time, she just seemed like she won't be there. But she was going to be there because her people needed her to be there. It's like, everything she did was just seem begrudging.
Yeah. She never, there was never a time where she was just like, oh, I'll definitely help you guys. She was just like, why should I help you guys? And then just, fine, I guess.
It takes me back to the end when they are scot free. But they're scot free. Second star up to the left. Head on the fucking morning. They got all the gold. They got the daughter. They're good.
They'll look right back and see the shit going down.
And they're just like
that.
Shit. And I was just like, we went, shit. I like, says every campaign, always. Because that is the DM stepping in, is like, I ain't done yet. And truthfully, a lot of times, most DMs could easily like shoehorn it and make you have to deal with the situation. But I would be that DM.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you guys are scot-free. But as you're leaving, you see this, and this happening. What do you do? Like, I'll leave you with that option. Like,
hey, you guys have taken twists and turns in my campaign. I just let it happen.
You can leave with all this gold and say, fuck whatever's going on back there. Or you go try to save these people. It's on y'all. I love that, the movie put that in their hands. That is a real campaign decision.
Yeah.
There's been a very real as a player, I've been faced with that kind of decision. Like, oh shit, we can just bounce right now to be straight.
Y'all burned the forest in my campaign.
I didn't burn shit.
Y'all did. All y'all did. It was your epic plan.
I don't know what you're talking about. He's crazy. He's crazy. Don't listen to him. He's nuts. My character is an angel.
Let's not talk about your character. Let's not talk about your crazy character.
She's a sweet girl. Likes wearing sundresses.
You're welcome for that dress, by the way.
I love it so much. Man, I gotta talk about my girl though, man. Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, she played a great barbarian.
Man, look, I say it once, I'll say it 100 times. She is a fucking national treasure, and I love her. Everything she's ever done, she just brings it 110%. I don't care how good or bad the movie is. She shines in everything she does. And Holga, the barbarian, yes, she can clothesline me any day of the week.
I appreciated that she was getting hit.
Yeah,
the barbarian that's raging.
Yeah,
they're the tanks.
Yeah, their job is just to be bludgeoned on.
Yeah. So instead of her just literally bashing everybody and being invincible, like, no, I appreciate that her getting punched in the face.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like that.
This is perfect. This is exactly what a barbarian is.
Yeah, she got punched in the face a lot. I was like, come on, guys. Leave the face alone. Look at that face.
No, leave her potatoes alone.
Yeah, look, all right. If you ever run into the Holga Kilgore in the fantasy world, and she's eating a potato, keep walking.
I won't give her this. She had a great character development moment when I was just like, she really just did that, where she took the potato and threw it at Forge's face to save Edge's daughter, and I'm like, she legit wasted that potato, which normally she would have just been like, no, I'm going to put the potato aside and I'm going to do something, but I'm going to eat that potato later. She grabbed a perfectly good potato and ruined it by throwing it and shattering it on his face.
Now, she had done it before. Earlier in the movie. She used a potato and drilled the motherfucker with.
Oh yeah, that's right, she did.
So, she's the potato basher.
Still, it's still a character development movie.
Oh, yeah. For you guys to go watch this movie after, or have seen this movie, you're going to notice there were some goofy looking characters in the maze scene. Or just look, This is who they were. Let me get up on it. You see that? These cats are in the movie, and the moment I saw them, my heart flooded. I was like,
and at first when I looked at them, I'm just like, hey, they have, not saying generic, but they have like the usual outfits that different classes have. And then it took me a second to realize it when you started getting excited, and I just said, oh shit, it's them!
I was like, look, they got there's a barbarian, a wizard, an athlete, a cavalier, and a thief. Look at that.
They got trapped in the maze. They were in jail though.
But they didn't die.
No. The gelatinous got the other guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God, dude. The creatures. Now, most of they did those this weird mesh of. Sometimes it was hard to tell what creatures were CG or what creatures were practical, but this kind of a testament to how good the CG was on these creatures. These creatures, oh my God, the fucking displacer beast.
No, they did a great job with that one.
Man, how they depicted how they used their ability. Oh, the scene with the dwarf.
Oh yeah, that poor sap.
I was like, all I was reminded was in Jurassic Park when dude is hunting the raptors, and he thinks he's got this muff. He's like, and then he realizes that he's getting flanked, and he's just like, clever girl.
It's because he
That's all I can
when
think.
he turned around, he had a split moment where he could have easily reacted, but it was just like Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
it was just
yeah,
and real quick, and it just happened right away. I'm just like, that's similar.
Yeah, there was that moment that you had to respect it. It was like, set me up. You set me up. The gelatinous cube was great. I just liked that it was there. Because the gelatinous cube is just a gelatinous cube. It has no personality. It's
they wisely placed it around the corner, so if anybody's like running away from something, they just turn right into it.
Bam!
And you're like,
you're like, fuck, now a minute. The mimic was, God, that mimic was good.
I loved how they used the tongue to be the
latching
on. Instead of you just touching it and
get stuck to it. Yeah,
okay,
I like that
how
as well.
are they going to do that? And it was the tongue itself.
I like that. I like that. And that's how it moved. That's how it changed. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. Oh shoot, man! There's so much to unpack in this film, but I want to try to keep this tight. But man, all I can say about this movie, I went into it. Y'all seen my trailer reactions, y'all seen my featurette reactions. I've been asking this entire time: do you think this is going to be a winner? Do you think it's going to be a center? Guess what, guys? It's a winner. It's a huge bucket of fracking win for me. One of the things, I don't know if you're aware of this, but one of the cool things that the actors did to prepare for this game is that they sat around the table and they did a one-shot of D&D, and Chris Perkins was their DM. So that was pretty cool. Also, real quick, look what I got. Yeah.
Popcorn holder.
It's never going to have popcorn in it. We all know that this is going to be filled with dice. You know it's going to be filled with dice. I know it's going to be filled with dice.
We have enough to fill it up right now if we have to.
Oh, God, yeah. Mia alone.
Our group alone
has enough. Just between her and Sparkles. I think with over 12.
I'm embarrassed to say I'm actually going up there with them. That's the amount of dice
I
have.
getting that. Also got this here. I went to the advanced screening. It's pretty dope. This is the Sword Coast, man. And it's cloth. And it's nice.
It's funny how two of our campaigns are taking place in the
Sword Coast. I know, right? It's crazy. And then there's this tubby bastard.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's a tubby boy. I liked how his ass just kind of slid across the shit. He wasn't even trying to run. My nigga was just...
No, his dex was definitely a 10. But overall, for the Dungeons & Dragons movie, honestly, even if you're not familiar with Dungeons & Dragons...
You don't have to be.
It's a fun movie.
You don't have to be.
It's a fun movie.
You do not have to know the mechanics of this game. You do not have to ever played this game. You have never had to have watched any of the other properties or movies or any of that shit. None of that. You can treat this just like any other fantasy, high fantasy action film. That's straight up. That's straight up. Oh man, I love this movie, dude. I am excited to see where they go because you're not gonna tell me you're not gonna make a sequel to this, dude.
It was left open ended, and like you said before, Sophia wasn't like the main BBG. She felt like the BBG.
You get to see that motherfucker.
Yeah. She speaks to him earlier in the film, like in the.
And there are clearly more than one Red Wizard. Like they're a conglomerate. There's a lot, and they have their own nation. Mm-hmm. Like so, it's not like a nation went away when she died. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like this isn't over. Like this shit is not over. They want the undead to rule.
I think it's gonna be a success to where they're gonna see the success of the movie, and plus D&D is already a massive success anyways. It's getting more traction these days. A lot of people are getting into it. A lot of people are watching more Critical Role, Vox Machina. It's for at least the companies themselves, like the actual production companies. It's a cash cow. They're gonna make money off this, and there's no way they're not gonna make it.
Oh, yeah. This movie, they knew, bro. They knew that there was gonna be some people that was gonna try to find something to pick.
Essentially, the rules holders.
Yeah, and they was like, nope. They, dude, with my man straight told him in the movie, because there's a scene in the movie, and I love it because I've dealt with this at the table with news. Well, can't you just fix it with magic? Just use magic. Use magic. And like, oh, Simon, can't you just fix it with magic? And Simon's like, I am sick of everybody thinking that you can just fix anything with magic. It doesn't work like that. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the real world. I fucking love that shit. He's like, there are rules and there are limits. You just can't fucking fix everything with magic. And then, right as if just to shoehorn it in his face, it's like, can't you just, just talk to the dead people who use magic? Talk to them. And old girl's like, didn't he just sit here for 10 minutes explaining how you just can't do anything with magic? He's like, well, actually, I can do that. Shit!
It was one of those things where it was a good thing to explain all the way through. You got it through, and then the one thing they needed, you're just like, well, fuck, I happen to have that one. That almost contradicts everything I just said.
I hollered, and then when they got down there, she's like, so what's the rules? He's like, well, I used this coin I got from a cleric. Dude wakes up, we get 5 questions, and then he dies, never being resurrected again. And she's like, 5 questions? He's like, why 5? He's like, oh no, this is how the spell works.
That's the rules.
She's like, seems so arbitrary. Yeah.
And everyone's story was just funny how it connected.
Oh, dude.
Dude just slipping and hitting his head on the tub.
Dude, that shit was magical. That was the funniest way of using that spell. Because I've seen that spell used that way. Like, it's a very abusive spell. If you're not careful, it's a very abusive spell. There's a lot of abusive shit in this movie. Okay, we talking about people and stuff, things. Let's talk about stuff. Okay, the hither staff.
Yeah.
I want this staff. Okay. This is the greatest staff I've ever seen in my life.
You could introduce it to your campaign and give it to one of us.
Oh no.
I'm not giving it to you.
Like you said at the theater, that motherfucker's broken.
This shit's broken. Hell no.
So basically, you get a staff that you can go hither. It's basically Portal in D&D. That's literally what it is. Anybody that's familiar with Portal is a great video game.
Or Dimension Door.
Well, Dimension Door is its own thing.
Yeah, true.
And you don't need to see where you're going with Dimension Door. Hither is very much, you got, alright, so like say you're outside, say you're on one side of the bridge, right? and you're like, hither, you create a portal. And then you look on the other side of the bridge, you go, hither, and you create a portal all the way on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, just like the game.
Yeah, you just shoot. It was like quarter of a mile, I think you said. Like 500 yards.
Yeah, quarter of a mile, yeah.
So 500 yards, quarter of a mile. Great usage of it in the movie. It wasn't overused. It was not abused. I like that it wasn't abused. And I like that the one super clever way that they think of using this fails. Like, there was a really clever way of how they were going to get into the treasury. And I was like, that's smart. I was like, that's a really... But just to show you how fucking D&D goes, I promise you, that was a percentage roll with the DM, with that motherfucker falling forward.
Those two ideas they had, the first idea was just them trying to infiltrate the actual caravan itself to get into the treasures. Yeah. Like, that was a very unique D&D style way where your players get together and come up with a way like, how are we going to sneak into that caravan? Oh, no, just hide under a bunch of leaves and just put the portal thing on there.
Get a bunch of sticky sap from a tree, use that as the...
and then that whole sequence, then their next plan, trying to get through, like, oh shit, it's facing down. We got to try to find a way to do that. Like, everyone just had like a plan that's... It seems like they had a plan, but in D&D world, well, shit, that didn't work out. Let's make a new plan.
Yeah,
let's come up with a creative new plan.
All D&D plans.
Yeah, or we come up with a creative plan that throws our DM completely for a loop, which we're all guilty of doing constantly.
Oh yeah. So I want the hither staff. I don't know if that exists in the game. I'm gonna look for it.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't exist in the game. That's what homebrew is for.
It has to have so many charges. You can't just use that whenever you want to.
If that was ever in my game, I'd give it a single-use charge.
I would give it 3 charges per sunrise.
3? That's a bit. I'd give it 1 per sunrise.
Because 3 charges, that means you can use it the portal 3 times throughout the day.
That's 3 times too many in my campaign.
No, that's just enough in your fucking campaign. This dude likes killing people. He's a horrible person.
None of you have died. Besides you, but you willingly went into that trap.
I did. I knew it was going to happen.
And you had a ring to bring you back, so you're fine.
Yeah. But damn, we got off on a tangent about. But that's what the hell I will. That's what D&D does, baby. That's what it does. That's what. Look, I think one of the most misconceptions about this movie was everybody's like, if I don't leave this movie and want to play D&D, the movie sucks. No, that's not how it worked. I left this movie thinking for myself,
that was a fun movie.
That was a fun movie. Let's do it again. It was a fun time.
And if you are interested in D&D, we literally just had a rant about a small, tiny fraction of what happened in my campaign. Not even there have been plenty of fucking bullshit moments.
Man.
Funny bullshit moments.
Man.
But we're just talking about a tiny little fraction that just happened like in 2 sessions.
Yeah, not even 2. Yeah, like 2 sessions ago. It's like, yeah. Trust me, we could get down and dirty on some shit. Just this campaign.
We have too many stories.
Yeah, and I'm just his campaign, not David's campaign, not my campaign.
Mine is the newest one.
Yeah, it's like we just wrapped up mine. So, which, by the way, guys, I will be putting up a little video collage, if you will, of the last 4 years of that campaign. The video and pictures will be posted soon. Working on it. I want to make sure it's dope. Gotta get some music from David. We'll ask him to make some music for it. Cool. But we have rambled on enough. So, Laughing Man,
Retro Road,
how you feel, man? On a gauge of 1 to 10.
On a gauge of 1 to 10, honestly, it's teetering on like a 9 or 9.5 for me, just simply because of how much fun I had with the movie. Aside from the whole, I gotta nitpick these things. No, I'm not nitpicking. I'm there to enjoy myself, and then I'm seeing the movie as a Dungeons and Dragons perspective. I'm like, aside from some things being like, okay, for the sake of the movie, they changed these things around. Overall, I'm like, hey, they were very loyal to the source material, and it happened to actually be a very fun and hilarious movie. Honestly, I laughed so much in this movie.
I love, yeah. The comedy, the timing was on point. I'm right there with you. I'm supposed to give this a 9, maybe a 9.5. Leaning real hard towards a 9.5. Just because, there were a few little things. Also noticed how we both admit that there were a few little things, and yet we never talked about any of those things because they're not important. If you like 95% of a movie, why are you going to waste my time and your breath talking about the 5% of the movie you didn't care for?
Well, the tiny
That's
things are
stupid.
You can.
This movie is too good. It's too good. I'm not gonna waste time on nonsense.
Overall, solid movie. I would actually watch
9.5.
I'd watch it again over and over.
9.5 for me. 9 for him. Winner across the board. So yeah, man.
Looking forward to the next one.
All day long. But yeah, this is Retro Road.
This is Laughing Man.
Remember, it's the age of the geek.